We got ODM Alfredino with the Skaven taking on XMT Felkon and the Lizardmen. This is round one of their best of three, and let's see how it all breaks down. So, blocker off, video camera off, and let's see what they have brought for us. So, for Alfredino, Clan Rat Spears making up that front line. Looks like we're going to have 4 Rad Ogres supporting them. We're going to be seeing what appears to be Warplock Giselles, so 2 of them right here, these lovely rat snipers. We got some rattling guns in the center here, and they will be backed up by some Night Runners. Other than that, we'll have some Skaven slaves, looks like 4 of them total, to hold down the backline and act as that backline meat cushion support. We're going to have Lord Skrulk, an Assassin, as well as a Doomwheel on the field of battle, and for their kits, we're going to have an Assassin with Assassin's Trophy, and Lord Skrulk with the Liber Babonicus, the Rod of Corruption, Stand Your Ground, Pestilent Birth, and Vermintide. Now, for the Lizardmen, Felkon's going to be bringing a whole lot of Pterodon Riders, looks like 4 of them to be precise. We're going to have Feral Cold Ones down here on the field, so 2 on the right flank. We're going to have a center that's consisting of the cohort of Sotek, 2 Skink cohort to make it 3 and 4, and then 2 more red-crested Skinks to round out the infantry. A third Feral Cold One unit will be out here on the left flank. And then in the back line, we're going to have a single Cold One Spear Rider, along with a Feral Stegodon. And for the leadership and monsters, a second Feral Stegodon. We got a Kroxigor Ancient here, who's going to have the Horn of Kygor and the Amulet of Itzel. We got the Skink Priest of Heavens with Windblast, and the Skink Priest of Beast with the Manticore Summon. Felkon not playing any games, and the balance of power is going to be dead even as we get ready to start. Okay, so Warplock Giselle's going to begin opening fire, and they're targeting the Feral Stegodon right now. Not a bad target. Want to get rid of that bad boy as quickly as you can, if possible. And we'll see what happens. Looks like a Manticore Summon is already going down from the Skink Priest too. And the Rattling Guns are going to target the Pterodon Riders, and oh my goodness, look at the damage they did already just after 1 volley. Rampage kicking in on top of the Feral Stegodon now. And we'll see how the Skaven address it. The Rattling Guns continuing to melt these Pterodon Riders. I absolutely love watching them work. Got Clan Rat Spears coming out to intercept the Cold One Spears with Rat Ogres to help out, and a Pestilent Birth going down as well. 1 unit Pterodon Riders is routed at this point. And it looks like bombs are going off, but they're going to be dodged nicely with some keen micro on display from Alfredino and his Skaven. Over here, we're going to see the Rattling Guns getting swarmed by everything, but Lord Skrulky Boy and the Assassin are coming in to help counter. And Laco de Facto, thank you for the follow. I like your name. And yeah, like that, the Rattling Guns are going to get taken care of. But the Skaven have done some very good damage on the approach to the Lizardmen. One of these Feral Stegodons looks like he's about to fade out of existence. A Liber Babonicus is even on top of it. And yeah, that Feral Stegodon is not looking like it's going to live long from here on out. Doomwheel is coming in to fight the Cold One the Cold One Riders. Manticore getting on top of it, but its summon is about to time out. And at this point, if the Skaven just wheel the Rat Ogres and one of these Clan Rat Spears back on top of these guys, they will be able to trap and kill the Cold One Riders. And it looks like they're going to be doing just that and leaving one of those Clan Rat Shields, Clan Rat Spears, to stay on top of the cohort of Sotek. Meanwhile, here's a big fat blob engagement in the center. Lord Skrulk and the Assassin are involved. Got some Rat Ogres involved. The Feral Stegodon, Kroxigor Ancient, everybody's in this big blob fight. Balance of power is still dead even, and anybody's game from here. Feral Cold Ones look like they were able to get successfully repelled by Skaven Slaves and Rat Ogres. The Rat Ogres need to stop chasing them, though. They need to get back over here where they're much more needed. We have the Assassin. Lord Skrulk is just trouncing the Skink Priest of Heavens, just smashing him big hit after big hit. Looks like the Kroxigor Ancient and the Skink Priest of Beast are coming in to try and double team him now. But Night Runner's doing some very good work against the Pterodon Riders. The balance of power starting to shift in favor of the Lizardmen, though. Felkon looking pretty strong at this stage of the battle, as he does have a good supply of infantry left, and one of his Stegodons is still full health. Infantry engagements not going super convincing, or sorry, the hero engagements not going as well for the Lizardmen. Looks like the Assassin and Skrulk have kind of gotten the edge there. If they can kill the Skink Priest of Heavens, that'd be a nice pickup to prevent Windblast from going down any more on the field of battle. But Assassin's Trophy going down on top of the Skink Priest, and the Skrulky boy going to be coming in here to try and fight him, popping standard ground as well to shore up the leadership and defense of nearby units. Manticore summon once again on top of the Doom Wheel. Doom Wheel taking some serious damage, but pulling away from the Manticore, and it should time out before it is able to get back into combat with it. And if that Doom Wheel gets some good terror routes going, then maybe the Skavens can start to regroup and try to pull this into their corner. Feral Cold Ones, though, are diving in after these Night Runners. The Night Runners are going to be running for dear life, and they're nearly out of ammunition, which is really their only tool to stand a chance, a snowball's chance in hell, against these Feral Cold One Riders who are now rampaging. Coming back to the central engagements, though, we're going to see that the Crocscore Ancient has taken some damage. Same with the Skink Priest of Beast. And Sierra, thank you for the follow, my friend. Skink Priest of Heavens is coming back. He's wavering, but he's coming back nonetheless. I'm looking for the Assassin. I don't think he's been eliminated, but if he has, that's a big loss for the Skaven at this point in the battle. OG Eustox, thank you for the follow. Doom Wheel pulling through, causing terror on top of the Skink Priest. And look at that, guys. The balance of power is back to dead even. Can the Skaven start pulling it back into their corner? Jerry Verified, thank you for the follow. Lord Skrulk over here is getting surrounded by a lot of Lizardmen forces. He has some Clan Rat Spears involved. The Clan Rat Summon is coming in to help too. Mark Clocken, thank you for the follow. I just don't know if Skrulk is going to be able to win this out, but he does have the Doom Wheel coming in. That terror will be very useful. As you see, the Feral Cold Ones are going to start routing, and now the Stegodon is rampaging, and there's a lot of enemy units nearby it. Over here, the Assassin is getting focused by the Crocscore Ancient and the Skink Priest of Beast. We have the Rat Ogres coming in here, trying to help him out, hitting this hero squad in the back the entire time. More Rat Ogres are coming over to help, and the balance of power may be shifting towards the Skaven for the first time, but look at that, the Assassin getting routed now. That's a big loss and a painful hit to the leadership for the Skaven forces here. Over here, Feral Stegodon is still hanging on strong. It looks like a Wind Blast is going to go in and do a lot of damage to that summon unit of Clan Rats. And there goes Skrulk. He's starting to rout, and now that he's routing, I don't know if the Skaven can do anything from here. All Felkon needs to do is peel off one of these Pterodon Riders, or all of them for that matter, and start chasing Skrulk, and then he will be dead to rights. No chance of coming back. And then over here you can see the Rat Ogres, although they've done some good work, don't look like they're going to be able to win it out completely, especially when the Pterodon Riders come in with a big rear charge. Terror Route going in from the Doom Wheel, but then a Terror Route also hitting the Rat Ogres because of the Feral Stegodon. The Doom Wheel is now routing as well. Lord Skrulk has regained his leadership. I don't know if he has another Liber Babonicus, but that could be maybe the only way to turn the tides of this battle. Excuse me. Alright, Alfredino summoning some Clan Rats. Will they be able to meat shield their way to victory? I think at this point it's just going to be a GG, and probably time for some cinematics as the Lizardmen continue to just run train around the battlefield using their terror units to pull off this victory. Lord Skrulk is all by his lonesome. Getting surrounded by Pterodons, and there goes the route, and army losses, I keep saying should be close behind, but wow, look at this. Now some of the Pterodons routing. Oh, Scroll Cast shattered though, and that's going to be a GG. Well played to both players. Felkon taking the first victory in a very close fashion. That was a close game. Arctic Kingdom. All right, thank you for the feedback, my friend. Put it down here. Yeah, great game to Alfred, and great game to Felkon, of course. Alfredino almost pulled it back there, and definitely a very impressive display against the likes of Felkon. So we'll see if it happens in round 2. But so far, this series is off to a very good start. Nice, close match, and we'll see what happens next. Wow, guys, they got ready very quickly, and I totally missed it. So, alas, here is the intro card. We have ODM Alfredino taking on XMT Felkon, and this is round 2. Match point for Felkon. He's bringing the Wood Elves against the Empire. Now, starting with the Empire, I almost forgot to take down my army blocker there. Here we have it. We've got Spearmen. Oopsie daisy, they moved on me. So, for Alfredino's army, we're going to stop doing that. How dare you? Spearmen, 1 on either flank. 2 swordsmen, 1 being the Sigmar Sons. We're going to have 4 huntsmen up front. Interesting, interesting. And make that 3 swordsmen, by the way, including the ROR. We have Knights of the Blazing Sun. We got Empire Knights. Looks like what will appear to be 3 of them and 2 Knights of the Blazing Sun. I love Knights of the Blazing Sun and Empire Knights in this matchup. Knights of the Blazing Sun nice here because they have that magical resistance, but the fire damage too means if there's any treemen and stuff like that, that fire damage can definitely help. Now, for the remainder of this army, I think we just have heroes to cover, and it's going to be a Jade Wizard. Going to have Regrowth, Earthblood, and Awakening in the Wood on top of a horse. And then we have, sorry, not Awakening in the Wood, but Life Bloom. And then we're going to have Marcus Wolfheart up front. He is going to have the Amber Bow, the Hunter Snare, Focus Shot, and Fleet-Footed. So there's the Empire. Now let's see what the Wood Elves have brought. And look at that. I hope somebody took Apache's bet because he was dead wrong. Going to have 2 Way Watchers up front, Sisters of Thorn. I mean, he got the Wild Riders right, but no Dryads. So we have 2 Wild Riders, neither of them with shields. We're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Eternal Guard. And then for the leadership, we're going to have a Branch Wraith, Penumbral Pendulum, as well as Earthblood and Call of the Wood on him. We have a Waystalker with the Arrow of Kurnos and the Eye of Kurnos. And then we have a Glade Lord with Prey of Anathrema and Arrow of Kurnos. So not even the Helm of Discord, Shetland. And ooh, Amber Bow hitting the Glade Lord, though, doing some nice damage. And here comes a Focus Shot. Oh no! It went right into the heel. Marcus Wolfheart drawing his mighty bow and shooting it into the side of the heel, or the hill, not the heel like Achilles' heel. And yeah, there it lies. Not getting any work done, but man, I'm sure that hill is really feeling the pain. Way Watchers are coming in, and they are going to be going right after these huntsmen. And the Empire's going to be trying to pull back right now, reform their lines, I think try to get away from the forest, and we'll see what they do here. I almost think rush right now might be one of the more beneficial ways to go about it, but I guess I can't say that for certain because these Eternal Guard and the Wild Riders, Felkon is going to be oh so deadly with his micro on top of them. I've seen him do absolutely disgusting things, and I'm sure Alfredino is acutely aware of who he's up against at the moment. LML Cookie, thank you very much for the follow. Felkon got high heels here. Yeah, no, he's taking full advantage of the uphill advantage. We're going to see the Sisters of Thorn kind of out here doing some early skirmishing, trying to lean on their 40% physical resist to avoid too much damage from coming in. Marcus Wolfheart taking a lot of damage, but a Regrowth is going down on top of him, and that should bring him right back up to combat effectiveness. The Sisters of Avalorn starting to take some, damage here. We're going to see the Way Watchers continuing to focus on top of the Huntsmen. Going to see a breath from the sun, the Forest Dragon going down on top of them and do a ton of damage. And here comes a Penumbral Pendulum, and it's going to hit the Sigmar Sons. Oh! That was a beautifully placed cast. And the Unbreakable Infantry down to 45 models. So much health lost. Oh my god, that was a beautiful cast. The placement, I cannot praise it enough. Over here, Eternal Guard. Looks like we're going to see the Empire, or the Knights of the Blazing Sun, trying to move around them and get into the back lines, but unfortunately just a little bit of them are going to get caught up there, and now the Way Watchers see what they're up to and are going to start trying to focus fire on them as these Eternal Guard peel back. We also see some of the Wild Riders coming back here to help provide mass and protect the Way Watchers, who are actually getting a ton of damage against the Knights of the Blazing Sun. These guys look like they're going to abandon the chase and are just going to turn their attention to somebody else. Meanwhile, the Huntsmen focusing on the Glade Lord, and the Glade Lord's taking a lot of damage. You know, they Wood Elves here from Felkon need to be careful of that. He's staying in range of all these Huntsmen, and the Huntsmen are just getting too much work done. It looks like we're going to be seeing Knights of the Blazing Sun getting a regrowth and a breath on top of them, and oh, that breath did some nasty work, and in comes the Glade Lord. I don't know if the Glade Lord's making the wisest decision, though, because look at all of the Huntsmen around him. If Felkon loses his Lord because he got careless and underestimated the Huntsmen, that would be a devastating loss for this stage of the game. I don't even know, though, if it might change the outcome, because right now the Wood Elves are looking to be quite strong as this game continues to develop. Over here, Prey Vanathema hitting the Knights of the Blazing Sun. Glade Lord is up in the air again, trying to get to safety, and Eternal Guard are going to be diving into the Knights of the Blazing Sun. Wild Riders hitting the Empire Knights, and looks like the Glade Lord is going to continue focusing on this Jade Wizard, not wanting the Jade Wizard to come back, but man, he's got to get out of range here. Marcus Wolfhart is back, the Huntsmen are in range, and yeah, this Glade Lord, it would just be a crying shame to see it go at this stage in the battle. Alfredino pressuring the back lines nicely, but it looks like he was able to get countered by the movement of the Wild Riders and that nicely timed Prey of Anathema on top of the Knights of the Blazing Sun. But still anybody's game. Here comes another breath, though. Oh, just kidding. It got canceled. Looks like he might be trying to get a different angle for that breath or switching targets. But oh no! The focus shot is going down here. Oh, sorry, the Arrow of Kurnos also going down. A regrowth hitting Marcus Wolfhart, though, because that Jade Wizard was not finished off. That is some nice regrouping from Alfredino, and he still has all of these Huntsmen on the peripheries firing in, and their bonus versus large is making a big difference against the Glade Lord and the Wild Riders in particular. The Wild Riders and the Sisters of Thorn not looking too good, but it looks like they just got a good break on top of the Empire Knight, so if they can keep the pressure up on those routed wavering units, then they should be able to gain the mobility dominance on the field of battle. And as far as the infantry engagements go, you can see that Felkon is also seems to come out on top here. He's fanning out his infantry and pushing forward from multiple locations. There's some Empire Spearmen here in the back lines, but I think Felkon is more concerned about zoning out all of the Huntsmen rather than protecting his archers at this time, and he's going to use the Glade Lord to get on top of the Spearmen and cause a terror rout, and it looks like another unit of Eternal Guard is going to come over to help out. Huntsman Snare has just gone down. It's caught the Wild Riders and some Eternal Guard here, but the Jade Wizard is still taking a lot of damage, and the balance of power is starting to creep ever more in favor of the Wood Elves here as the red just starts to creep across it. Now, got some very healthy Eternal Guard over here with shields, who I don't see doing anything. They've taken very little damage too, so maybe they're strategic reserves. Over here, Way Watcher is going to be focusing on the Jade Wizard by the looks of it. And Mr. Glade Lord looks like he's going to be shooting down a breath here, but oh, he's got to be careful. Oh no, that breath really didn't hit its mark, and he just took some damage for it. But look at that, Marcus Wolfhart has died. And I think the Wood Elves have it from here. There goes the final charge. And it will be a GG, Felkon winning 2-0 against ODM Alfredino. Yeah, great games. Alfredino putting up great fights in both of them. That second game, I think Felkon was just really flexing his micro muscles, man. There's so few players who can play at that level, and when he's on his A game, it's just something to behold. And in that matchup, you know, I kept thinking he was too careless with this Glade Lord and that he was going to end up losing her, but he just always seemed to be a step ahead of me for sure. And knowing how much you know, damage his units can take before he just continues to pull them out right in the nick of time to keep them up and healthy. And a very intense battle. The frontline engagements were intense, the cavalry engagements were intense, but in the end, the Wood Elves on the back of their Way Watchers with some good timed Prey of Anathemas were able to lead themselves to victory. So now let's get it going from here. And guess what, folks? We have Soothsayer versus Satsuma